what is the organization structure or how a organization structure looks like. So that we have seen yesterday. So that is basically non-SAP organization structure. What is the non-SAP organization structure and what are the components, right? So in the non-SAP organization structure, let's say this is a group of company or this is a, we can say, enterprise. Okay, enterprise means it is a big company. So we can say this as an enterprise means this will be having multiple companies. So basically we can say it as a group of companies or we can say it as a enterprise also. Okay, so now inside this one there will be multiple line of businesses will be there. Line of businesses means there will be different, let's say, businesses will be there. Let's say here we are taking the example of Tata Group. Let's say Tata Group is having multiple line of businesses. Let's say they are having steel manufacturing as a business, they are having motor manufacturing as a business, they are having, let's say, services like TCS is their one part, and let's say Tata Power where the power distribution is one of the business. So
line of
likewise they
businesses.
will be
So
having yesterday
multiple.
we have already discussed. I'm just giving you a review on that one. Okay, so that today we can continue. Whenever there is a business is there, so whenever they are not using the SAP, still the organization unit is there, right? So here we are discussing how it will be there without a SAP, and when we are going to implement the SAP, how that we can configure that in SAP. Okay, the same organization structure, how we can configure it in SAP. So non-SAP organization structure means when the company is not using SAP, what is their organizational units. Okay, there is a company who is using SAP and there is a company who is not using SAP. Okay, company is there who is not using SAP, so what is their organization structure, and when they will be start using the SAP, how their organization structure will look like. So now here for every businesses there will be a working area will be there. Working area means, let's say if you are a manufacturing unit, so you will be manufacturing something, right? Let's say you are a distribution unit, or let's say you are distributing the power distribution and all, so there will be a distribution center will be there, right? So distribution center means from where you are distributing all of the items. Okay, so those things we can say those are the plants. Okay, so now whenever you are having a plant or where you are having a activity area, let's say all of the activity where it is happening, so there you will be having a storage location, or we can say it as a store. Okay, some stores will be there where you will be storing all of the items, right? Let's say you are a steel manufacturing company, so there will be some raw materials will be there. Okay, where you are storing the coals, where you are storing the iron ore, so you will be storing those kind of things. Then there will be a, let's say, finished material store will be there where you are let's say storing the your let's say finished product, semi finished product, let's say steel sheets, steel rods, or anything you are storing, so you can store that. Okay, so there will be certain stores will be there. So whenever there is a, let's say you need to purchase something, let's say the raw materials you are going to purchase, let's say coal you are going to purchase, let's say the iron ore you are going to purchase from somewhere. So for this purchase there will be a purchasing department will be there. Okay, so there will be a purchasing department will be there who will be responsible for purchasing all of the items for you. So this is basically, if we say about the MM side, this will be a organization structure, and basically there will be some organization structure will be a part of your MM. So that also we are going to discuss so in a bit. Okay, so basically this will be a organization structure will look like how we are going to use it, means from the purchasing department what are the organization structures are there. Okay, so what is the difference between MM organization structure and what is a SAP organization structure, that we will see in a bit. Okay, so basically this will be the non-SAP organization structure, or let's say if the Tata Motors or Tata Steel they are not using the SAP as their system. Now let's say today onwards, or let's say Tata Group is going to start using the SAP. Okay, now how we can convert this organization structure to our SAP organization structure, and how they will be named, or how we call it inside our SAP. Okay, so if we say about the SAP organization structure, so SAP will start from the client. There will be a client who is a or what is a top organization structure. In a client, we will be storing all of the data, let's say your master data, your transactional data, your user related data, everything will be stored or everything will be configured inside a client. So every client will be having different set of data as per their requirement. Okay, so let's say if you require the same data in multiple client, you can create it, or let's say different client you want to create different data, that also you can create. Okay, so right now just try to follow this. So in a bit we will going to the SAP screen, then you will be able to know what is a client and how that is differing from others. Okay, so first it comes to the client. So client is a top organization structure in SAP. Okay, if we say about SAP, client is a top organization structure where you can find all of the relevant data for you. Okay, now inside the client there will be a company. Okay, there will be a company, what we are or what we have discussed as a group of company, Tata group, what we have seen, that we can define it as a company. Okay, but that is not kind of, it is not mandatory or essential for us. Basically if you require to create, you can create, or else you can directly create the company code. Okay, so what is a company code? So company code is basically one single line of business what we have seen in the, let's say, Tata Motors, Tata Steel, Tata Power. So that we call it as a company code in the SAP. Okay, so for every single line of business we will be creating one company code. Why we are creating this one? Let's say every set of business or every line of business, there will be different we can say processes will be there. There will be different we can say your taxation and everything will be different, right? So if you are manufacturing a car, there will be taxation will be different. Let's say you are manufacturing a steel, there will be taxation will be different. Let's say if you are manufacturing, the processes will be different. So for that one we will be creating different company code. So what is a company code in SAP? Basically a company code is a, we can say it is a set of GL accounts, or it is a, we can say this as a legal entity. Okay, which will contain all the accounting information. Accounting information means your financial related information will be stored inside the company code. Okay, so that basically if we say about SAP, a company code is a set of all of the GL account where you are going to store all of your financial information. Okay, so for that reason we are creating different, let's say, line of business, we will be creating it as a different company code. Okay, so basically line of business we will be maintaining that as a company code. Okay, so inside that one, let's say we have discussed about the distribution center and we have discussed about the manufacturing unit. So both of the things, let's say, so where the actually work is happening, let's say you are manufacturing something, there will be a manufacturing unit will be there. Let's say you are a distribution center, you are going to distribute something. Okay, let's say you are a service provider, so there will be some office will be there. So everything you can create as a plant, or you can mention as a plant in SAP. So where the activities are happening, okay, where you provide the services or where you do the manufacturing or where you do the distribution, so these things we can create them as a plant in SAP. Okay, so let's say if I say about the Tata Steel, let's say where the steel is getting manufactured, that is a Tata Steel plant. If I say about the TCS company, Tata Consultancy Services, they will be having certain offices. Okay, let's say there is one office in we can say Delhi, one office in Bangalore, one office in Kolkata. So we can say them as a one plant for the TCS company. Okay, let's say if I say about the Tata Power company, so let's say Tata Power is having multiple distribution center at every district, or let's say for one district there is a one distribution center. So that I can say it as a plant also. Okay, so plant concept in SAP means where actually the activities are happening or some work is happening. I can say that as a plant. Okay, so inside the plant there will be storage location will be there. Okay, so storage location, here we call store as a storage location. Okay, so every storage location, let's say there will be a raw material storage location will be there, let's say there will be a semi finished storage location will be there, let's say there will be a finished storage locations will be there. Okay, we call them as a storage locations in SAP. Okay. Now same way the purchasing department, here we call it as a purchasing organization. Okay. Here we call it as a purchasing organization in SAP. In SAP we call the purchasing department as a purchasing organization. Okay. And again, just for your reference, I have taken only one set of complete data. I have taken this client, company, company code, plant and store and all. But similarly, we can have the same information for all of the plant and company. Okay. As per our requirement, we can have the same thing for the others. Okay. Okay. So basically, this we understand as a organization structure. Now, in the interview, there will be certain questions on the organization structure. Let's say what is a MM organization structure, what is a SAP organization structure. These questions will come into your interview. Now if someone is asking you what is a SAP organization structure, now this is the hierarchy for the SAP organization structure. So SAP organization structure will start from the client, then it will be having a company code, then it will be having the plant information. So this will be the top 3 organization structure of a SAP. Okay. Based on this, we can create different units. Let's say SD area. So you will be creating your organization structure based on the company code plant. You will be creating your own organization structure. Let's say you are going for a MM side. So there you will be going for different organization structure related to SAP MM. Let's say you are going for creating a PP organization structure. So that will be depending on your what are the organization components of let's say production planning. So based on that, you will create your organizational unit. So this will be basically, if we say about the SAP organization structure, this will be the top hierarchy, client, company code and plant. Okay, this will be common for everyone. This is a SAP organization structure. Now let's say if anyone is asking you what is a SAP MM organization structure. For the SAP MM organization structure, this will be the hierarchy or this will be the key components of a SAP MM organization structure. So it will start with a purchasing organization. Purchasing organization is the top MM organization structure. Then it will come to the plant. Then it will come to the storage location. Okay. So here you can also understand it this way. So how the data is getting stored in the MM organization structure or in the SAP organization structure. So here if we say about the SAP organization structure, all of the data will be stored inside the client. Okay. Then based on the let's say company code, so your company code data will be stored in the company code. Okay. Let's say there will be multiple company codes will be there, multiple line of businesses will be there. So there will be different data will be there, but all the data if you are storing in one client, so every data will be stored in the client. Plant level, you can store the plant level data. Similarly, for the SAP MM organization structure, all of the data will be stored or maximum of the data will be stored inside the purchase organization or with the combination to the purchase organization. Okay. Then plant will be having certain plant level data. Then there will be storage location will be having certain only the material stock data it will be having at the storage location. So this is a minimum organization structure in SAP where we can get the least information. Means let's say if you want to get some information from the storage location level, then you can get the information only what is the stock is there. Other than that, you cannot have much information from there. Okay. But in the plant level and in the purchase organization level, you can get multiple datas or you can get multiple information. Let's say in the purchasing organization, you can check with the purchasing organization what kind of suppliers are there. Okay. So right now I am not going to discuss those kind of things. It will be confusing for you. Once we are going forward or going further, then you will be able to know what kind of data we are creating, and based on that data what we are creating with respect to plant, with respect to purchase organization, and where we are maintaining the storage location. So you will be getting those all information. But in your interview, if this question is coming like what is a MM organizational data or what is a SAP organizational data, so you can answer like this one. Okay. So if we say about the SAP organization data, so it will be starting from the client. Client is the top organizational level of SAP. Then there will be company code information, then there will be plant information. So this will be the SAP organization structure. If we say about the SAP MM organization structure, it will start from the purchasing organization, then there will be plant, and then there will be storage location. Okay, so this is the SAP MM organization structure. These definitions I will give you. Okay, client, company code, company code, plant, storage location, purchasing organization. These definitions I will be giving you. Maybe we can write it tomorrow, or let's say I'll give that definition. If there is any kind of slides are there, so I'll be giving you that. Inside this class or course content, you will be getting the slides also. Okay, so now let's see the SAP GUI. Okay, and understand how it will look like, or what are the informations are available in SAP GUI, and how you can navigate between that. Okay, so now this is a SAP GUI or a SAP software, we can say. Okay, right now in S4 HANA, there are two types of access is there. You can access the system. One is through GUI, one is through your Fiori access. Okay, so Fiori access is basically for the front end access. Front end means for the end user, that access will be there. Means if you want to create a let's say purchase order, purchase requisition, these kind of thing, if you want to do, you can create it in the Fiori system. But if you want to do some configuration, you have to do it in the GUI itself. Okay, that option is not available with Fiori. Okay, so Fiori, we will look into it in a later phase once we are completing, or maybe we will take a special class for that one, specific class for the Fiori screen, and we will see how the Fiori will look like, and what are the different things, or how you can navigate between that. So that we will see. But basically we will looking into the GUI itself. Okay, so now here you can see this is how the SAP screen will look like, or SAP logon will look like. So here we are having multiple systems in the real time. Also you will be having multiple system, like we have said, or we have discussed, like there will be development system, there will be quality system, there will be production system, and there will be multiple other systems will be there. Let's say for your Ariba, maybe you will be having a different system. Okay, so based on the requirement, there will be multiple systems will be there. Okay, so now let's say if you want to log in, just double click. Here you can see, first thing here you can see there is a client is there. Okay, so if I log into the client, or if I give you an access to this client, you can only be able to log into this client. So your user information will be created for a client itself. Okay, so now based on the client, so let's say there will be multiple clients will be there sometime in your real-time system. Let's say while one client is for development, one client is for testing. Let's say if we are saying in the development system or development server itself, we can say we can have multiple clients. Okay, one client for your configuration, one client for your testing, so that can be happen. Okay, so basically this is a client. So this is a what we have seen, this is a top organizational structure, and inside that one you will be having all of your, let's say, data. Now this is a client, and here you will be getting a user ID and password. Right now if you are taking it for practice, your server provider will provide you a user ID and password, and once you are going to work in a real-time environment, then there your company will provide you a user ID and password to log in. Okay, based on the like how they are working, maybe they will be giving you a user ID or password, or there will be a SSO login will be there, single sign on login will be there. So directly you can, there will be a link will be there, you come there and directly you can log in. Okay, you don't have to add the ID password every time. So there will be a SSO login will be there. Okay, so basically here we can add the user ID, here we can add the password. So here also you can see there is a logon language is there. You can log on to the different languages from this option. Okay, here you can see there is a English is there. Here you can select any other language that is available. SAP is, I believe it is supporting almost all of the international languages it is supporting, so that you can log on to it with the relevant languages. Let's say English, German, Japanese, or let's say Chinese, any kind of language you want to log in, you can log in here. Okay, you can select that. So now let's say this is a SAP screen. Okay, once you log in, this will be a SAP screen. So this screen is basically a SAP menu screen, or this is a front end screen. Okay, so here you can see there is a SAP menu you can find, or based on the user also you can give some user menu also. Let's say you are working in purchasing department. Okay, based on that there will be certain we can say certain functionality will be there for you, so that you can provide to the user. Only they will be having a, so here you can see there is a user menu for this user. Okay, so here you can give the user menu also, means based on the user you can provide them some certain transaction, certain T code access to them. Okay, let's say there will be a purchasing department person is there, so you can give the purchasing relevant fields, you can give them the access. Let's say there is a inventory or we can say store guy is there, so you can give them relevant the for the inventory transactions, you can provide it to them, so that will be showing in your user menu. Okay, this is a user menu and this is a SAP menu, so here you can toggle between that. Okay, now let's understand the screen. So first you can see that there is a menu bar is there. Okay, first line there is a menu bar is there, so here you can see menu, edit, favorite, extra, system, help. So from this you can choose different menu from here. So while you are inside the screen, inside the transaction, or while you are in the main screen, so here you can find different let's say menu options. Okay, so here you can go to the menu. Here you can see user menu, SAP menu, SAP business workplace, roles menu. You can find it. Edit, you can go to this one. Okay, favorites is having this kind of thing. Okay, here you can add to the favorite some transaction. You can add some objects. You can add. Okay, extras you can find the documentation, technical details, setting, system you can find the system information and other things you can find it over here. Okay, so help is for help, so that you can find. So this is basically called a menu bar. Below that one there is a command bar is there, so this is basically called a command bar. Okay, inside the command bar this is a command field is here there, so here you can enter the transaction code or T code what we say. So T code you can enter it here and you can click on enter and it will take you to the relevant transaction. Let's say if I want to create a purchase order, so I will enter ME21N and it will take me to the create purchase order screen. So here you can see create purchase order. Okay, so now let's say if I enter ME51N, here it will take me to the create purchase requisition screen. Okay, so based on that, based on the T code, whatever T code you are entering in the command field, it will take you to the relevant screens. Okay, now next here you can see there is a save button is there, so this will be activated. Right now you can see that this is showing as a gray or without any color. So once you are entering any of the transaction, let's say I will go to this transaction, now it will show me the save button also. Okay, so now once you are entering all of the data, you can click on save and it will save the document. Okay, now this is the save button. Next one is back button. So now here you are inside the create purchase requisition, you can click on back and it will take you back. Okay, take you back to the one screen before. Okay, and this one is basically if I go inside a transaction, if I go inside a transaction, this will be a exit screen. So here let's say directly I'm doing something, I can click on this one and it will exit me from this screen. Okay, so if I'm doing something, let's say right now I have not done anything or I have not added anything, so let's say I have added something, so directly I can click on this one and it will exit me from the transaction. And from the main screen, if you are clicking on this one, this will log you off. Okay, if I click on this one, so it will ask me, do you want to log off? So this is for the log off and the exit screen. Now next one is your cancel or close screen. So right now let's say I have entered something, here I am in the transaction, let's say I have entered something and I don't want to save that one. So what I can do, I can click on this cancel. Okay, it will cancel whatever things you have entered, it will be canceling that. Okay, so this is basically 4 radio buttons which will be helpful for you while you are doing some of the or you are entering some of the transactions. This will be help. Next one is a print button. If you want to print the screen, you can click on that and it will print the screen. Next one is a find button. Okay, if you want to find something inside the screen, so you can click on this find button, click on this one and it will ask you to enter some of the field. Okay, which field you are looking for, so you can search for that one. Then there is a advanced search button is there. Okay, so here you can put some advanced information also you can get it from here. Okay, so this is basically a special find indicator is there. Okay, then next there are four buttons are there, that is a page up down buttons are there. So if I go back, so here you can see there is a first page is there. Let's say there are multiple pages are there. Let's say you are inside a transaction. Let's say you are creating a contract and that contract is having, let's say, thousands of line. So thousands of line, you cannot see it in one single screen. Okay, so for that one, for those kind of things, you can use this screen up down button to get the information. So this will be the first page, this will be taking you to the last page, and this is for one page up, this is for one page down, previous page and next page. Okay, that will be there. Okay, we don't use most of the time, but sometime this will be also relevant for you, you will be using that. Now here you can see there is a new session is there. Let's say this is a screen, you want to open a new screen, so you can click on this one and it will open a new screen for you. So it is opening multiple screens for me. If you want to create a new screen, you can click on this one and it will create a new screen for you. Okay, see, it is creating new screens for you. Now here this is a shortcut. Okay, if you want to create a shortcut and if you want to keep it at the desktop level, you can create a shortcut for that one. Next one is a help button inside any screen. If you want to take some help or if you want to see some of the, let's say, documentation for the screen, you can get the information through this help button. Okay, once we are doing the transaction or once we are going inside the transaction, sometime I will let you know how to use this help button or how the help button will help you. Okay, that we'll see. So this is basically for any kind of help you need for any screen, any transaction, you can get it from there. Okay, so this is basically, these are the important things in the command bar. Then there will be a SAP easy access bar is there. Okay, so here you can see there will be some options will be available, or these are called the radio buttons are there. So here you can see user menu, SAP menu, here you can see business workplace, this you can see favorite, delete from favorites, or edit. Okay, edit favorite. So these kind of things will be there. There will be certain radio buttons will be there for every transaction. Okay, so let's say if I go inside this one, let's say here I'll be going inside this one. Based on that, based on this transaction, it will show me some radio buttons over here: document overview, create new, other purchase order, hold, check, print preview, message, personal settings. This will be coming different buttons will be coming for different transactions. Okay, so now let's go back. So now here this is the SAP menu. From here you can, if you want to create some of the transactions, you can navigate between them. Okay, so for our SAP MM side or for the logistics side, here you can see there is a logistics menu is there. Inside the SAP menu there is a logistics tree is there, or menu is there. If you expand this one, now you can see there are multiple, we can say, tree or multiple menus are there. Here if we say the material management, so anything you want to create with respect to material management side, so that you can go inside this navigation tree or this node, you can go inside and you can create. Similarly, there will be multiple other options are there. Let's say sales and distribution, logistics execution, EWM, transportation management, production process, whichever model you are related to, you can just go inside that one and you can create some transactions. So if I just expand this material management, so here you can see there is a purchasing screen is there, there is a inventory management is there, invoice verification is there, physical inventory is there, valuation is there, MRP is there, RTP is there, service and receipt. So based on the functionality, what kind of functionality you are going to perform, based on that there will be a node will be there. Again you can go inside that one and check what are the relevant fields are there. So let's say I'll go to the purchasing. Here you can see purchase order, requisition, outline agreement, quotation, master data, environment. These kind of things are there. So I can go inside that one. If I want to create a purchase order, I can go inside this one. If I want to create a purchase requisition, I can go inside this one. Likewise, you can create. So this is basically the SAP front end screen or front end menu or SAP user menu. So this will be basically for the end users. Let's say you want to configure something, what you want to do. Either you can go through the tools. There is a tools option is there. You can go to the tools. You can go to the customizing. Inside this one, you are having a IMG. Okay, if you expand this one, there is a SPRO is there. So either you can click on SPRO and it will take you to this screen, or you can come here and you can enter SPRO, enter, and it will take you to this screen. Okay, so this SPRO screen is basically related to our customizing or configuration screen. So here also you can see some of the nodes are there. Here you can see logistics general is there. Here you can see sales and distribution, material management is there. So according to your let's say module, or according to your functionality, you can log in, you can come to here and you can do the configuration for your side. Okay, so for the material management, whatever configurations are required, you can do it from here. Okay, so this is basically, this access will be there for the consultant only. This access will not be given to the end users. Okay, so this is basically the, we can say, the menu. Okay, now here you can see in the bottom there is a white line is there. So this is basically called as a information bar or status bar, you can say. Okay, here you can get all of the information messages, like you are creating a purchase order. So once you are saving that one, it will show you the purchase order number. What is the purchase order number saved? Let's say you are creating a material, it will show you the, that this material is created. So it will give you all of the information. Okay, one, okay, fine. So basically this is the information bar or message bar, you can say. You can get all of the, let's say if there is any kind of error message, warning message, so every information you can get it from here. Okay, now here you can see there are three informations are there. So here you can see there is a drop down is there. Here you can get the information on the system, client, user, program, transaction. These information you can find it from here based on the, let's say, your requirement. Mostly in the real time system we select the system. Okay, because you need to know in which system you are doing the configuration. Okay, so that's why as per your requirement you can use the system, or in while we are learning here, we can trick the transaction, so that it will be helpful for you to understand in which transaction we are in. Okay, now here you can see SAP HANA, and here you can see there is a INS is there. So INS means insert, and there is one more option is OVR. Okay, we'll see that in later phase. We'll see what is a INS, what is a OVR. Okay, that we will see. So this is basically the, we can say, the SAP navigation screen or SAP GUI screen, how you can use it and where you can get which kind of information. Later on, while we are going working on the system, you can get some information on that one, and you can get some idea how to use different fields and functions and buttons, how you can use it. So you will be getting some idea.